Tell me about yourself and why you chose the career path of becoming a healthcare practitioner.
My name is Moriah and I've been passionate about health for many years now. I believe that being a healthcare practitioner is all about awareness of yourself as well as others. For me, I feel like I have a gift for gauging people's emotions and getting to the root of their problems. And I feel like this is because of my emotional intelligence. Of course, it is important to be well educated, but I do believe that awareness and having the principles to be a good counsellor is just as important. I feel like it's something that I work on regularly and it's something that I always will work on.
In your experience, what kind of care do you believe a client requires who shows signs of insecurity, unhealthy eating habits, depression, and emotional instability?
It sounds to me like they need to practice self-care. For me personally, it is also important because when you practice it as a practitioner, you can then educate your clients who are going through the same situation. There's a quote that says, "We must love ourselves before we love others," and I strongly believe in this. If we are self-conscious and think about what to say next, we're not actually present in the moment, and this can then negatively affect the therapeutic relationship between me and the client. Some ways that I show self-care is by allowing my inner coach to take over from my inner critic. And this is something that I work on regularly and I also inform my clients of. Most of the time, I find clients become emotionally unstable because they are lacking the support system that they need for themselves. And the greatest part of this is that while I'm motivating my clients, I'm also motivating myself.
Have you ever been faced with a patient who challenged your ethical practices? If so, how did you manage the situation and explain the outcome?
I have actually. I'm an affectionate person and I always assume that when I give a hug, that person is needing it. And this is due to my personal beliefs. I had a client once who was actually uncomfortable by the hug that I gave them, and at the end of our session she sent me a text explaining that she didn't appreciate the hug and that I should be setting more boundaries as a professional practitioner. This was really difficult for me because I felt it was something that came from my heart, and I realized that everyone has different ideologies and that I should have asked her before giving her the hug. I also apologized for crossing her boundaries and thanked her for the feedback because I knew that this feedback would help me grow as a practitioner and become more aware of my clients' boundaries. I believe that being open for development is the most important thing as a practitioner. Being open-minded to the other person's perspective and being confident enough to take negative feedback and turn it into something more positive.
If you ever felt burnt out throughout your workday or week, what are some self-care and mindfulness exercises you practice in order to perform well and provide the best possible care to your patients?
Yes, mindfulness meditation is one of my favorites. It's something that you can do anytime, anywhere, and even in between your patients. Mindfulness meditation increases the thickness in your prefrontal cortex and parietal lobes, and this is actually linked to attention control. Mindfulness means being present in the moment and directing our attention to our experiences as it unfolds with curiosity and acceptance. Understanding our values, beliefs, and being able to gauge our attitudes towards certain situations can be really tricky when we have one patient after the other. But meditation like this then really helps with that. The other meditation I love is called compassion-based meditation, and this is great when I'm feeling overwhelmed after a long week. It actually increases the limbic system and anterior insula, and this helps to bring emotions into conscious awareness.
How do you demonstrate excellent interpersonal skills and professional communication to maintain a strong therapeutic alliance?
I hope to engage with my client in a way that causes beneficial change within them. A way to cause this positive change is through focusing on the client's needs, feelings, experiences, and also ideas. Some of the things that I do personally that help me with this is through emotional intelligence, being able to read my client's body language, being present with my client, listening to every aspect of their story and communicating. This is also a very important aspect. The other ones is being able to collaborate with them on areas that need this work and being able to draw upon my own experiences so that my advice is genuine and so that my client feels fully supported.